Hello Internet, I'm RWBY, and I have an explanation to make. So you might be wondering why I didn't do Mate Watches for RWBY Volume 9 Episode 8. Well, for those who follow me on Twitter, you might have seen a post where I said it kind of broke me, in a way. Yeah, if you've seen the episode, you know what went down. And I just didn't feel like I could make one of these out of it. And that's mostly due to, like, when I do these videos, I like to make jokes, like, wherever I can. Yeah, I could not make jokes out of that last episode. I mean, maybe, like, a few, but not ones that I found funny. Or even just wouldn't feel right saying. So I kind of figured, yeah, best not. But I will give my thoughts on it at the beginning of this video. And that being that it was a very well put together episode. I mentioned how episode 7 felt like the crew basically ripped my heart out, punched it a few times, and then put it back in. Yeah, that episode was them being like, oh, you thought we were done with that? Ripping out again and putting it through a meat grinder. It's the best way I can describe it. And it did kind of solidify me not wanting Neo to leave the Ever After. Because like, I know like her being redeemed and like turning good is a popular like idea, but not after doing that. At least not like for me. If they do have her get like redeemed, it's just not gonna feel right with me. So that, like, plus me thinking they made her too powerful in this season, and yeah, I just don't think her turning good and going back to Remnant is the right call. I think this volume does kind of have to be it for Neo. But we've still got this episode and finale, so who knows what could happen. And I will say I was glad to, see like a whole bunch of characters return, including Pyrrha, who we finally get to see in the Maya engine at last. And it was super great to hear Jen Brown as Pyrrha again. Heart-wrenching for some of the stuff that happened and what was said, but it was nice hearing everybody again. Also, turns out the Curious Cat was evil the whole time. Okay, show of hands who saw that coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All of you. However, what I did not see coming was them possessing Neo. And hey, I guess that's a way that you can say Neo ate.
I'm stopping you right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a thing now. At least in these videos. And, I'll talk more about it in the episode 9 portion, but I have a few theories on RWBY's ascension. Alright, so that's episode 8. On to episode 9. And the episode starts off with Summer! We actually get to see her and her voice, and I got really excited at this point when I watched the episode because I realized, oh, the narrator from the very beginning, who said, this is a story about a girl who had a lot of problems. To which I said, you're gonna have to be more specific. And I realized, yeah, that was Summer. And she's reading the story to, oh, tiny young and Ruby. Oh, that's so cute. Look at him. Look at him, it's so small. Oh, it's cute. We cut right back to the Ever After with everyone on Juniper, and I'm just going to single out that particular frame. Those faces. Jean doesn't understand what this world wants, because first Alex, the Paper Pleasers, and now Ruby. They arrive back at the Paper Pleasers' flooded village, where we see a rock star thing. Yeah, these are the genial gems. The Paper Pleasers ascended, who are here to beautify this ruined land. Side note, I haven't watched Steven Universe, but you bet your ass if I did, I'd probably be making references to it. But I haven't, so I won't. If you can, feel free to make your own. And Jean has a realization, because the Paper Pleasers they've been reborn as what they were meant to be. And by him constantly just saving them, he prevented that. And it turns out all he wanted was just the rush of helping someone. And Weiss tells him that he puts too much pressure on himself, that she reckons that even the best huntsmen and huntresses in history have all lost at some point, but they were still brave and good. And I just want to point out, this is coming from the one person that Jean did successfully save. That has a name. Because, yeah, there were a bunch of Alice citizens and stuff, but, like, named characters. Because, yeah, Jean did save Weiss in Volume 5, so the fact that she's telling him this makes this moment all the more powerful, in my opinion. And there's hugs, and... well, this is sweet. I can't help but feel like maybe some are a bit too chipper here, if that makes sense, considering what happened in episode 8. I'm just gonna say now, I feel like this episode could have done with, like, one more scene. Jean admits that, hey, the cat was right. That it's not a place that you go, it's a place you know. And the gang is swarmed by leaves. And just like that, they're transported to the tree. Nice of the tree to bring Juniper. The gang look around and they find Herb. Who I have to kind of question, like... wow, he took a sweet-ass time ascending. Because the Paper Pleasers, they just did. I've been there for like a day. What's taking you so long, mate? But Herb isn't the only thing they find. It's... RWBY, and... God, I feel so much for Yang right here. Like, just... desperately wanting to get RWBY out, but the gang tell her that, well, whatever happens is up to RWBY, and God, Yang's just scared that what if she's not RWBY when she comes out? And, well, Herb comes out as a butterfly and has really long legs, damn. And yeah, it's not for them to decide, it's all up to RWBY, and oh, I'm so happy that Yang has Blake right now. Also, when I look at RWBY, like, as a tree, I can't help but think of, for some reason, Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. You know what, Little ascended as well, so maybe they can become a raccoon. I now require fan art of Tree RWBY walking around and Little just like sporting a giant gun. Little wielding crescent rose. Fan artists, I have set you a challenge. Anyway, RWBY meets the blacksmith, who is forging something. I don't entirely know what that is. I have a couple theories. And RWBY doesn't know what's going to happen to her. Like, is she going to die? And the blacksmith tells her, well, whatever happens is up to you. And we come back to outside, and the gang find the door to Remnant. I have a few theories on that, just based on the engravings. And Katneo is still there, because, well, they can't get through. Katneo sees the gang, and is like, oh, you made it, and Weiss delivers the best bit of sass I've heard in a while.
I guess your little plan to get out of here isn't working?
Got him. Totally roasted.
Thank you.
Bringing it back! So yeah, it turns out Neo can't go through the door, because it looks like you need to have a tie back to Remnant in order to go through. And Neo just doesn't have that now. The cat vents its frustrations on how Neo let them down just like Alex. And we finally get to find out what happened. So it turns out Lewis went through the door and made it back to Remnant. So hey, called it. Lewis wrote the book. And Alex had a last minute change of heart. She wanted to stay in the Ever After, fix what she had broken. The cat found this out and took it like you'd expect. The gang want to know what the cat did to Alex.
What anyone would do with a broken, useless thing.
Oh my god. That bastard! They sold her on eBay as used! So everyone's ready for a fight, and Katneo... whoa, those are swole arms! And they spot RWBY, and get excited because RWBY still has ties to Remnant. She wants to go back and help people, so the cat just wants to rip her out of the tree and take her body. But they're gonna have to get through these 4 first. Now, okay, there's some cutting back and forth in the episode. Just to make it easier on myself, I'm just gonna do things in one fell swoop here. So everyone is fighting Cat Neo, who has the audacity to use Neo's semblance to make zombie RWBY clones in front of Yang. Which is beyond effed up. And honestly, to my surprise, Yang punches them. Which, that's actually kind of a pleasant surprise in media for me. Because usually when characters like have an illusion of someone they love just put up in front of them, well, they kind of freeze and... yeah, but Yang knows they're fake and just punches them, so... That was neat. Jean calls the cat a monster, as the cat says that Jean was never a knight, just fairy tale nonsense. There's theories about that. Jean goes to stab the cat, but they use this... well, the cat uses Neo's semblance to morph into Penny, which causes Jean to stop and give a clone of Pure an opening to... Did she just slice him in half? That's what it looked like. But his aura didn't even flicker. I have questions about that one shot. Weiss tries to help by launching a fireball, but it hits Jean and he falls off the tree. And that's all we see of the fight. So I'm gonna cut back to RWBY, who's talking to the blacksmith. RWBY sees a bunch of souls passing through the tree and wonders what's gonna happen to them. And the blacksmith asks, like, are you asking for them? Or for yourself? And RWBY says that, well, she feels like she's done more harm for the world than good, and that she's not cutting it. RWBY just feels like she can't keep doing this, because like whoever she is just isn't cutting it. The blacksmith makes a whole bunch of weapons appear, and gives RWBY the opportunity to be whoever she wants. Maybe take another person's burden. And she mentions how it all feels so heavy. She just feels like she's not enough. And the blacksmith asks, how do you measure enough? Before RWBY sets her sights on Summer's axe, calls out, Mom, reaches for it, and that's the end of the episode. Wait, what? That's where you end it? What the hell, RWBY? That's where you decide to end it? What the... Sorry. I, got a little heated there. Sorry. I'm just invested. But that just means that was a good cliffhanger. I want to see more. And, I'm anticipating the finale just that bit more. Alright, so my thoughts on this episode. I liked it a lot. And... I'm all the more anxious and excited for the finale. Now, an idea that I thought that I really want to see in the next episode is, well, since RWBY reached for Summer's axe, and we've seen a model of Summer, we have a voice for her, have RWBY and Summer talk. And what I really hope comes from that is Summer telling RWBY that she is enough. That she doesn't have to just carry this burden by herself. She has friends and family who support her. I'll be honest, if that scene is in the next episode, that has the potential to, be right up there with Blake and Yang's confession and kiss for my favourite scene in the volume. Now, I don't think RWBY's gonna, change, not drastically. But what I think is going to happen is because she's been trying to like live up to Summer and basically like be her in a way. But what I hope comes from this is RWBY deviating from that. Like, rather than just trying to be Summer, just be RWBY. And hey, who knows, when we get to Vacuo, perhaps she can like have a new outfit that shifts away from Summer's style. I think that'd be cool. I mean, still have elements, yeah, you know, because she did look after Summer and loved her, of course. But like, try and be more her own person is what I'm getting at. Also, I can't help but notice that Lissa was just not present in this episode. Like, at all. And there are a couple, like, ideas. One, well, it's about that thing that the blacksmith was forging. It looks like it could be, like, the head of whatever Lissel is becoming, or perhaps it's a piece of armor that Lissel is going to be just a part of, and that's just going to be part of RWBY's design going forward. Lissel wanting to protect RWBY. I guess you could say she just needed a little armor. I'll get my coat. Oh wait, I've used that joke already. What's a little repetition? Yeah, so curious about that for the finale. As well as what happened to Jean. Because he fell off the tree, and there was that smoke, which, yeah, could have been a transition back to RWBY. But, I don't know, like, was that him ascending, like, there? Like, is he gonna, you know, pop back out, maybe as, like, his younger self again? Yeah, so a lot of questions about Jean. And a lot of questions about Alex. Because, well, the cat killed her. But it leads me to wonder, did Alex ascend and become something? Okay, I have 4 candidates. Now, admittedly, not all of them are perfect. First is the blacksmith. Because Alex wanted to stay in the ever after and fix what she had broken. Much like the blacksmith. But if the blacksmith is part of Ascension, and that's just been a thing in the ever after, like, forever, wouldn't the blacksmith have been around, like, before Alex? So it works and kind of doesn't. Like, I don't know. The second is Little. Because, like, they've been building up Little's purpose, and there's always been this idea, like, oh, is Little, like, someone previously ascended? Plus, I mean, Alice from Alice in Wonderland, which is who Alex is in this scenario. Her last name was Liddell. Liddell. Little. Well, that doesn't entirely work because RWBY's the one who gave Little the name, so I don't know. The third is Juniper. And when the cat mentioned Alex wanted to fix what she had broken, they specifically mentioned Jean, and there's no reference of Juniper in any of the flashbacks. So, maybe Alex ascended, became Juniper, raced off to find Jean, got him to the paper pleasers, bang bang boom. There we go. Also, Alex has had this little buckle on her waist, which is a rabbit. And the last one being the Jabberwocker. Because I still remember in episode 3, when, before Neo fell, and it ran back to its acre, it picked something up after saying, searching, fixing. Fixing. Like Alex wanted to do. Also, maybe Alex also wanted to stop the curious cat. And the cat said that if the Jabberwocker eats an afterin, they can't ascend. So maybe that's the Jabberwocker's purpose? To just end the curious cat? But there's reference to the Jabberwocker in the story, and Jean mentioned that there's only supposed to be one. Unless Jean killed the one from the original story, and then Alex became the new one. Like, I don't know. Like I said, none of these are perfect, although if I had to pick one that makes the most sense, I'd probably go with Juniper. But I feel like the other 3 do have elements that, yeah, that can work. And hey, something's probably going to get brought up in the finale that makes any one of them make more sense. Or maybe Alex is just dead. I don't know. Okay, and the last fear I have is to do with the door to Remnant, and it has engravings on it. On the sides are the dragon forms of the two brothers. And above it is a tree. Not the tree that the gang are in right now, but it kind of resembles the one from the God of Light's domain. So maybe that's where everyone will end up. Also, for anyone who has read the book Before the Dawn, there's a flashback of Sun's backstory, which he mentions a tree with golden leaves in Vacuo. Those leaves look golden to me. So, maybe that place is in Vacuo. That's how everyone gets back. I really hope that's it, because I'm going to feel, like, so good having gone back through that book again recently. Shout out to E.C. Myers. So, what did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Thank you for watching, all of that stuff. And it is... Oh, I did Yang last time. So... You know what, here's whatever outro I feel like going with. Bye.
Thank you for watching Your Only Mate. Tune in next time.
I don't know, like, was that him ascending, like, there? Like, is he gonna, pop back out, maybe as, like, his younger self again?
That's what I thought.
Damn it, Siri, I told you, no one cares about your opinion. Although apparently he thinks that's what's gonna happen with Jean.